Welcome to the Gay Buddhist Forum, where teachers from all schools of Buddhism offer their perspectives on the Dharma and its application in modern times, especially for LGBTQI audiences. These talks are offered freely to the world and made possible by appreciative listeners. If you would like to support our efforts to share the Dharma with underserved audiences, please visit gaybuddhist.org. There you can donate, find a list of upcoming speakers, or enjoy many hundreds of these recorded talks dating back to 1996.
Okay. It's our custom to go around the room and say our names. My name's Grisha.
Michael.
Alex. Luis. My name's Henry.
Ricky.
Andy. Jim.
Clint.
Matthew. Steve. Balm.
Kevin.
Tom.
My name's Cass.
Jack.
Rob.
Tony.
Jim.
Jay.
Thanks everyone in the room. And then we have online Ed, Larry, Steve, Greg. iPhone 2. You want to tell us your...
Oh, I'm sorry. Fred.
John, Christian, Joe, Harley, Frisco, Andres, Gaitis, and Josh. Welcome, everyone. And then it's my pleasure to introduce Joe Goode. Joe Goode is the artistic director of the Joe Goode Performance Group and a professor in the Department of Theater, Dance, and Performance Studies at UC Berkeley. He has had a meditation practice since 1979 and has incorporated Buddhist principles and meditation practices into his choreographic works. His work blends theater, dance, and spoken word to focus on fallibility and imperfection of being human, believing that the creative impulse is the step toward the alleviation of suffering.
Hello, everybody. I am so happy to be here. It's been a long time. I have no sense of time, so I can't really say how long, but Clint just pointed out to me that I had hair. So I was here. So I used to.
Always very diplomatic.
I used to, sit in Grisha's role and do some facilitation. And my favorite part was coming into this beautiful room and just setting up the chairs before everybody got here, and just the quiet and it's such a lovely space. It's a really, really beautiful space. And this place was very transformational to me. It was the first time that I had a Buddhist community. I had been meditating and, reading Buddhism and thinking about it, but it was the first time that I actually had a community and actually regularly listened to Dharma talks, and it just helped me grow so much as a teacher, as a person, as an artist. It affected my life. So I'm very, very grateful to be here and to be speaking once again. I think one thing it doesn't say in the intro that Grisha just read is that most of my work is about LGBTQ plus issues or gender issues. That's pervasive in a lot of what I do. So it's particularly meaningful to be talking about Buddhist concepts in a space that is a queer space. So what I'd like to do today is work a little bit with you, and instead of just talk at you, although I'll do some of that too. And we'll do a little bit of breath work and sound work and a little tiny bit of body work. I feel like those things all belong together. And they're easily combined. And so we're going to attempt to do that a little bit. I'm wondering if we can lose some of this light. It's very bright in here. I would like for us to feel a little more private in our explorations. I'd also like to dedicate this time together to our imperfect and vulnerable selves. As we exercise, as I think many of us do, resistance to the brutality of the world, to the brutality of governments and, austere, powerful figures, we harden. Something in us hardens. And we must remember that our most effective tool is to build something, not just to tear something down, but to build something that nurtures and deepens our interdependence, not our individuality, but our interdependence, our shared spark with each other, with the natural world, with what we see and feel around us. I think the reason why we practice with our breath and with our bodies is so that our hearts don't harden from the hate around us, but soften into love and wisdom. When we take an oppositional stance, although I understand the importance of that, it's hard to nurture our interdependence when we're saying no to whatever. When we feel powerful, or most powerful, when we're opposing something, we forget to cultivate our own vulnerability, which I think is where the artist lives. It's where love lives. It's where intimacy lives. It really is in our vulnerability, in our brokenness, in our weariness, in our fragile, moments. I think that's where love lives. And I'm going to bring this back to Buddhism in a second, but I think I'm speaking, of course, for myself when I say that I spend a lot of time in this mind thinking about all the things I've done wrong and all the ways in which I'm not good enough and all the mistakes and shortcomings that I carry with me through my life. And that doesn't ever really go away. I'm practicing meditation for 50 years or some amazing amount of time. And it doesn't really go away. But I think for me, the new experiment that I'm having with metta, with loving kindness, obviously it always starts with yourself, is to really try to love the broken bits and the regrets and the shallow, mean-spirited parts of me, to really actually love them, not to just pass over them and get to the cessation of suffering, but to actually acknowledge the suffering and kind of love it. To try to think of each of those thoughts that crowd my mind, think of them as, like children. That we love our children, and I'm not a parent, so I'm talking out of my ass, but, we love our children when they're bratty and when they're mischievous and when they're hurt or when they're hurting others. I mean, I think a good parent can have the width and the breadth to find love for the child in all of those instances. And why can't we do that for ourselves? I think we have to do that for ourselves in order to cultivate that soft heart that is going to lead to some kind of wisdom and some kind of equanimity, some approach to the world that's not harsh. And cultivate that interdependence. We are not islands, as much as we might feel as we get older, that we're developed, we're fixed. And that fixing of the self doesn't allow for connection, because it actually it magnifies the loneliness when we say that we're fixed. So I'm going to do a little experiment with you. Given that we want to take these negative thoughts, I'll call them, for lack of a better word, they could be doubts, they could be tape loops of, animosity or aggravation or complaint. I mean, suffering, as we all know in Buddhist teaching, suffering is the unsatisfactoriness of life. It's the dukkha, is the daily kind of, I'm unfinished. Nothing got completed. Nothing was like I thought it was going to be. The little disappointments, the little, crashes and burns that we do over and over again. If we can take that and cherish it and learn from it and really look at it and hold it in our hearts with compassion and with a kind of pleasure in the vulnerability, a kind of, I've earned this vulnerability. It's teaching me. It has something to offer me. Clearly, as an artist, there's a pretty clear connection, but I think as people, we have that connection. So, I want to do a little meditation. I'm going to ask you to think about something that you imagine to be a negative thing that reappears in your thoughts. Not that you imagine, that is a negative thing that reappears in your thoughts. And there are so many to choose from. I have so many. But I'm going to choose one, and I'm going to choose a finger. I'm choosing my index finger, but you could choose your ring finger or any finger you like. I'm going to hold on to it. And again, this is where the physical and the breath come together, and the emotional and the psychological. I'm going to hold it tenderly. I'm going to hold it gently, without animosity, without fixing it, without correcting it. I'm just going to hold it, and I'm going to imagine that this finger is that negative thought. My loneliness, my social anxiety, my bitterness at my neighbor who leaves her garbage cans in my front yard. Whatever it is. And I just want to take 2 or 3 minutes of breathing into the vulnerable body, into the imperfect, incomplete, not what we planned body, bringing special care and attention to that finger and loving it, loving that part of myself who hates my neighbor for putting her trash cans in my yard. Can you extend that far to the mischievous child, to the child that says no to everything? Listen to your breath. Just imagine that your body is this giant vessel of feeling, of vulnerable feeling. And then as you come out of the meditation, I just want to gently kind of wipe that finger, soothe it, and familiarize yourself with its quality, with its contours. Knowing the contours of our suffering and feeling our suffering with generosity and appetite, curiosity, is a way of assuaging it. It's a way of calming it and bringing it in to the fold. We can't pass over it. We can't just turn away from it and say, oh, I don't like that part of myself, so I'm going to ignore it. Yeah, I think our busy minds, our negative busy minds are a tool, really. I mean, they're not going to go away. So we have to find a way to work with what's there. I want to go now to a little bit of physical activity, and we can do this on the cushion or in a chair. I just want you to put your hands gently on your lap. Again, I'm going to keep saying this over and over again to recognize and appreciate that your aging body is not perfect and it's never going to meet that ideal, and it's okay. It has something to offer. And I just want to sway a little bit side to side. So I'm thinking of, just tipping the torso, and maybe I feel more weight in one buttock and then the other as I move this way. This is a kind of universal calming action, the sway. Think of it like a balm. So it's not a fix, but it's like a soft salve that you put on a wound. It just quiets it, makes it feel a little better, makes life feel a little better. As you sway, you don't have to think. You can do it with your eyes closed. I think that's preferable. Just moving side to side. Imagine that this swaying is a way of accepting and loving the vulnerable self, the fearful, broken, sissified, less than self. I can create this balm, this soothing action. And I'm going to add a sound when we go left. We'll make a And we go right, we'll make an ah. Let's all do it together. Left. Ah. Ah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful the way you're listening to each other. You're not just feeling your own sound vibrate, but you're pouring your sound into the envelope of sound that is the room. And that's a very interdependent activity. So this time, as you make the feel the sensuality of that, feel the contours of that. Not that you have to perform it. It doesn't become performative. But just try to feel it. You're already doing it. Just feel it. But keep that listening. Keep melding your sound with the other. And as you feel the ah, feel the relief of the ah, the letting go of the ah. Yeah? Let's start again together. Ah. Oh, that's beautiful. It's like the Swedish lesbian choir. Like just a beautiful, beautiful chorus of sound. Just one more time, if you will indulge me. Now I'm starting to feel it through my whole body because I've been doing this for a long time. I'm feeling it in my butt. I'm feeling it in my perineum. I'm feeling it in my inner thighs. I'm feeling it in my soft shoulders. Maybe in this sway, I'm feeling this in my heart center. I'm feeling the tipping of my heart from side to side. Just paying attention to all those things. So the contour of the sound, the sensuality and the relief, the melding with the group, and what's happening in the rest of the body, in the bottoms of your feet, in your fingertips. One more time, here we go, and That's really beautiful. Thank you. I want to lift up my sleeves a little bit here, just to reveal my wrists. This is tender part of the wrist. I'm just going to touch those two tender, very delicate, thin skin there. That is kind of the perfect image of you taking care of your vulnerable self. This is like, the nice lady in the department store who sprays a perfume. And then I know there are a lot of nice ladies in the room. So we're kind of moving that scent together, but very delicately. And we're going to make an ooh sound. Again, it's hard to not go to performativity. We don't want to go to Betty Boop full on, but find an ooh that allows you to feel this sensual spot. Ooh. Ooh. Now, I'm going to change that into a tone, which will help us to get out of the performativity. We're just going to make a musical note, any note that feels like it helps you feel this movement. But sustain that note. So the pitch is not shifting and going up and down. It's just one note. And if you run out of air, just take a breath and start again. You can do this closer to the body if your arms get tired. I'm so happy to have a group of listeners. You all are listening to each other. It's like we're in a cave. We're in a cavern, and that sound is vibrating our bodies. So we're gonna go to a new sound. I'm gonna start at my forehead with your dominant hand, whichever one that is, and I'm gonna slide it over my long, luxurious hair all the way to the back of my neck and maybe around the side. So it's like Fabio and that I can't believe it's not butter commercial, sweeping that long, luxurious hair. Again, it's sensual, but it's also a kind of clearing. I'm clearing the head of those extra thoughts. And we're going to take an O for this. No, I'm sorry. Let's take an ah. Ah. And again, right away, it's a musical note. It's a musical note. It's a tone. Here we go. Good. We have a lot of baritones in this room. Let's do it a little softer. Same note, just a little softer. Take a nice big inhale. Beautiful. And the last one, I'm going to cross my wrists. I'm going to place these fingers on my collarbones, like I'm playing the piano. Yeah? Can you feel those collarbones? I'm not going to tell you what this represents or what this feels like, but the sound is E. And you're going to feel it vibrate in those collarbones. Here we go, and what does it feel like? For me, it feels very feminine. Something about the wrists and the high pitch of the sound. It feels like I'm eek a mouse or e. But again, I want to feel all three parts of it. So there's whatever it feels like, whatever images come up. It's the production of the sound and listening, wrapping your sound in the rest of the sound. And it's the physical. I can actually feel these bones vibrate. So I'm feeling, listening, and imagining all at the same time. A couple more times. Here we go. So beautiful. I have more of that, but I think I'm going to skip it. I want to do something that is really just clearly about how the physical can inform the emotional, the spiritual connections. So we're not going to worry about sound at the moment. We're just going to rub our thighs and try to get some heat in your hands. I'm going to take off my glasses for this because I want to touch my face. Rub the heat in the hands. I'm bringing, that heat is bringing energy into the body, into the legs, into the arms, into the core. And then I'm going to take those hot hands and place them over my eye sockets and feel the blackness, feel the heat. Imagine that those hands are burning out the extra thoughts, burning into an empty skull, clearing all, excoriating all thoughts. And let's try that again. Just so rub, rub, rub. Feel the energy of this, the effort, the sort of yang of this. And then this yin, dark, private space, no thoughts. And then I'm going to ask you to look at me for a moment for this one. So with my eyes closed, I'm just going to open the gates. And I'm feeling a receptivity in this part of my face that I was touching. I'm also feeling a receptivity in my palms that were warm, and now they're receiving the cool air. And what I want to let in is new thinking, spacious thinking, fresh possibilities, embracing the unknown with a lot of receptivity in this action. So let's do those first three actions in a sequence. Here we go. Again, you can do all of this with your eyes closed, just so you can really feel it. And cover the eyes. Empty. And then gently open. You're new. New things can happen. You're bald and naked. and receptive. Okay. And then there's one last part. Maybe it's the hardest, maybe it's the easiest, I don't know. But I'm gonna then send that out. I have to send it with the palms of my hands. I'm gonna share that receptivity with the world. I've contributed this little drop in the bucket. I felt these things, and I want to share that receptivity. I want to share it with the world. So I'm going to send it out. And that's the end of it. So before we do it, I want to go back to the balm of this, the side to side rock. You are soothing those vulnerable, fragile parts of yourself. You're loving them. You're taking them in. You're not resisting them. They belong to you. They're your children. They're going to grow and become beautiful. And then we'll start to rub. Oh, let's make a sound here. And then quiet eyes. Open. Receive. And then gently share. Try to be there for a sec. Be in the sharing space. And then come back. And without opening our eyes, let's come right back to the rock. Let's take that in, what we just did. Let's feel what it did for us. This is all private work. It's not performative. It's not for anybody else. Not about getting it right or wrong. Just about feeling it. Good. Gonna run out of time. Can we stand up and maybe make a circle, maybe around the cushions? Or cutting off some of the cushions, maybe? Yeah, come, everybody come forward. Come on down. Let's make a deal. Yeah. Just join hands. Let's come really close, shoulder to shoulder. In fact, I think I'll be more effective to just hit the shoulders and not to come in. You can push those cushions around the wonky circle, but we'll do it. Okay. So I'm feeling somebody on either side of me. And I'm going to start just leaning a little bit to the right, and you're all going to feel it. You're all going to go with me. So you need to have the shoulders, you're very gentle, but we're not going to remember to go back to the left. And then go back to the left. Very, very gently. This is what we're doing by ourselves, we're now doing it together. We're creating this Goode balm. That sounds kinky, but I think I did that in the 70s. Goode balm. Let's do that. Now I'm going to do the same sound that we did when we did it by ourselves. Ah. So the right is the ah. And the left is the Okay, good. Rest for a second. Think of it as a musical tone. It doesn't matter what note you choose. It's all harmonizing in. So the note, and then whatever note you choose, doesn't matter. Here we go. And listening to each other. Just two new notes. Good. One last thing. We're going to cool our sounds in the middle of this wonky circle. So somewhere around in there. And again, we do it with eyes closed, so I would prefer that. It just keeps you out of performativity. And it can be a very soft little whisper. It can grow, but I don't want there to be a leader. We're going to follow the group. And I know some of us have the impulse to lead because we know we're a little smarter than the rest. But we just have impulse. We're all going to be followers. So without agreeing on what sound we're going to make, we're taking an inhale. We're all going to make a very quiet sound in the middle of the room there. And here we go. Very good. You're good listeners. Follow that. Now I want to find the minute subtleties of the sound. If I hear a pitch that's a little different than mine, I'm going to try and find that pitch. Gradual, gently, I'm going to modulate. So again, following. And we're all going to be following each other, and we'll see where we go. Inhale. exhausted at the same time. Good. Thank you. Let's come back to our cushions or seats. And we have a moment for questions, I think. Like 2 moments. Or thoughts. Anything you want to share?
Hey, Joe. Thank you so much. I thought of staying home because of the rain. I'm so glad I was here. Those exercises you did to let us to feel and sense reminded me of a mushroom journey I had where I became acutely aware that the entire body is like a single sensing organ. And then these divisions we make, these artificial divisions of sight and sound and touch and taste and all this are just that. We've divided them up. But like I could hear inside my body. I could sort of see, like, the sun has warmth and light, but we divide it up, and it's really not. I don't think that's reality.
I totally agree. I'm looking around. I see some sort of drunk faces, because I think just having your eyes closed for that long does that, but also just sensitizing to your body kind of puts you in that space. Yeah, Henry.
I liked the experience. If I wanted to do it more, where could I go?
I teach a class on Saturday morning called Movement for Humans, not designed for dancers. It's online since COVID. It started being online. It's still online. You can just go to joegoode.org and find that class, Movement for Humans, Saturday mornings. I also have a show coming up. I put some cards next weekend, the weekend after. I can very soon. Yeah, at our space, the Annex, which is near here, 17th and Alabama. Yeah, but to your point, Tom, I think this is what I do, and I stopped caring about dance as that brittle, separated, virtuosic, separate art form. I thought, well, human beings have sound and touch and smell and things to say, and I couldn't just be that anymore. So that's how I've developed my whole oeuvre. Any other questions, thoughts? Yeah, please.
Last night I was reading Beginner's Mind, Suzuki Roshi talks, and he was mentioning this Buddhist part, saying that emptiness is form and form is empty. And to me, I was thinking it means that division again is artificial between form and content of the form, or that emptiness is very full and the form by itself already carries that internal emptiness or fullness, and the fullness has no choice but to manifest in the form, and the body as a form and the sounds the body makes, the movements it carries something, eternal Buddha nature, and it's just for Zen they say how you sit in that posture is already enlightenment. It carries. You don't need to create something. You just sit, and that's it. And I said, I had this artificial idea that somehow I have to work on one form to create the content, or like these are two separate things.
Mm-hmm.
And that exercise today sort of reminded me the same, that being aware of the body and fully present and moving is no different than meditation. Or
Exactly. Thank you for that. I don't want to hog the time. I think we're probably at time.
Maybe invite people online.
Oh, yeah, people online. If you have any questions or thoughts, unfortunately, probably weren't able to fully participate in the glory of the sound in the cave, but
Let's see anyone. No one's unmuted.
thank you. Thank you all. Do we have a host?
We do. Facilitated.
here we have a facilitator too.
And my apologies for usurping the host duties from Tony today. Through confusion. So anyway, please stay and enjoy the fellowship of the Sangha. And we have lots of vegan treats. We have hot water for tea. If you make tea, just leave your cup in the sink afterwards and I'll take care of it. There's a sign-up sheet on the credenza for any newcomers who would like to be included in our directory. We have expenses, so I will be circulating with the Dana Bowl to help meet the rent for this place, the Dana to our speakers, the cost of the newsletter that goes primarily to people who are incarcerated. Help subsidize participation in a retreat, of which the next one will be happening starting on Wednesday. And around 12:30, some people gather at the front door and in order to have lunch, and everybody's welcome to participate in them.
Hey, any other announcements?
As Cass mentioned, there is our spring retreat happening Wednesday through Sunday. And if you've been wavering about participating, it's not too late. There are still some spaces available. It's a lovely retreat center in Boulder Creek, Vajrapani. We have an excellent teacher, Sean Fight Oaks. And just go to the website, you'll find information. If money is a consideration, scholarships are available to help.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Next week, because a lot of people will be at the retreat, it's going to be small group discussions. So we'll have a teacher next week. So that's that. And Joe, do you want to just give a pitch about Gush?
Yeah, Gush Festival is happening at, as I said, the Annex, the Joe Goode Annex, 17th in Alabama, the 23rd through the 26th of this month. So very soon. And it's people that I've been working with for 40 years are presenting their work, and I'm presenting a work that I had made 40 years ago, and I'm performing in it, which is going to be so scary. You all have to be there. Yeah, it's going to be a great show. So,
Putting it, laying it in your chest. All right. Well, any other announcements? Do you have a dedication, Amir, or would you like us to use our wiki?
Yeah, I can do it. Yeah. The benefit of us breathing together and sitting together is that we create a ripple in the pond that reaches out to all creatures, all parts of nature, be they far or near, to our loved ones, to those people who are suffering around the world. Hopefully they can somehow reverberate from that ripple that we're creating.
Thank you for listening to the Gay Buddhist Forum. If you would like to hear several new talks per month and be notified of upcoming speakers so you can participate live, please subscribe to this podcast, like us on Facebook, and join our mailing list by visiting gaybuddhist.org.